What up guys, in this video I'm going to show you exactly how we booked 28 sales calls last week from our Instagram and how you can too. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon Forbes. I help online coaches like you start and scale your e-learning company using paid ads, building good offers, mastering your sales process, and building a business that actually serves you versus you being a slave to it. Not only did we win the school games twice this year, we've won two Comma Club awards and helped a lot of other people get results in their business. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact Instagram funnel and improvements you need to make to your current one to get the results that we're getting. Let's dive in. Here we go. How we booked 28 calls last week on Instagram, and everybody who's watching this live with me, kind of lean in because I think this can be really helpful for you guys. And then those of you watching the recording, I'm going to break down just, step by step how we booked 28 calls last week just from Instagram and what I'm running funnel-wise currently and what you can run too. So all of you guys probably are running the Instagram funnel at this point, or you're like, Brandon, what is the Instagram funnel? Don't worry, there's a lot of training on that, but I'm just going to kind of map it out super high level, break down some of the numbers, and then share my ad account and a couple new ads that are working super well for me. So basically, right, you have the top of funnel follower ad, right? So you're probably a coach, right? If you're watching this video, you're most definitely a coach who wants more coaching clients and you want to help more people, right? And what I've seen to be one of the biggest bottlenecks is attention, right? If you had more people, right, these are supposed to be eyeballs, right, seeing your stuff, ideally you would make more money, okay? So more people seeing your content typically equals more money if the lead magnets, which is the content you create to help people, is good, okay? So if you're not an expert or actually good at the thing that you coach on, none of the stuff that I'm about to show you will work. For instance, don't be a fitness coach, right, if you yourself don't go to the gym, okay? Don't be one of those coaches who coaches coaches if you don't make any money in your coaching business. Like, actually exemplify the thing that you're coaching on, and then the rest tends to happen naturally because probably if you're actually good at what you do, people have already started asking you for advice. They've already been reaching out to you, and now you're probably realizing like, oh, okay, like how could I get strangers to buy this stuff? So let me break down this too. I think this will help people that are watching live, right? So when you first start your coaching business, right, and let's say this is between 0 and 10K per month, right? When you first start your coaching business, your network is literally friends and family, right? So all of the people that are currently on your social media, which is friends from high school, friends from church, your grandma. When I first started making content, I was doing 0 to 10K per month, and my grandma was my biggest supporter, right? So this is where a lot of people are at. And, 0 to 10K a month is about the range there. And if you want to go, to the next level, which is, I would say between 10, right, and 30K per month, you've got to get good at signing up another layer of people because there's just not enough unless you have a ton of friends and like word of mouth really crushes for you. But this is even where word of mouth kicks in, right? Step 2 is friends of friends, right? This is where you get referrals. This is where people heard about a case study that you had, right? And then your friend refers a friend, and it's like, oh my gosh, this person's amazing. You have to work with them, okay? But the part where you start making a lot more money is here, which is strangers, right? And when you're first starting your coaching business or really sub 50K per month, you want to get the simplest, okay, fastest to implement, easiest, right, if that was a thing, cheapest funnel going. Because funnels, especially for beginner, are extremely complex, and you can really waste a ton of money on these things if you do it wrong. And if you do it right, it can be a pretty smooth process, right? So what I recommend for the first funnel is the IG funnel. Like without a doubt, so many people are already running this. You know you have a good funnel when even your competitors are running the funnel you teach, right? Like I have helped so many people set up the Instagram growth funnel, and there's probably even 20 to 50 or maybe even 100 people teaching the exact funnel that I teach, right, to their students. So it's pretty cool, just to say the least, that a lot of people have been helped from this funnel, and this funnel could literally change your life, right? Like 100% it could change your life. Some of you watching right now, this funnel has already changed your life, right? So let's kind of go deeper. And I just wanted to do an in-depth breakdown again, just to make sure we're all properly running this thing. So step number one is you have a follower ad, right? If you're currently running a follower ad, put a fire emoji in the chat right now. If you're already running this ad, you're like, yo, Brandon, I'm already running this thing. Sam's running it. John's running it. John made $5,100 the other day from it. That's awesome. Nico running it. Jake's running it. Sam's running it. Boom. Okay. Some of you are like, I'm about to record it. Awesome. So step one is the ad, right? And the next place that these people are going to be going is to your profile. Okay. So now people are hitting your profile and they're deciding if they want to follow you. Okay. That's why it's important to have content and a decent profile setup, right? And be actually good at what you talk about, right? Because people can spot if you're a phony or not from a mile away. So we're running ads to your profile, then you're going to start getting followers. Okay. After you get followers, and you guys, again, bear with me because I know most of you already know this stuff. After you get followers, you're going to have a conversation with them, right? Which hits on 3 points. Number one is you have to get a reply, which is the intro. Number two, you have to get leverage, which is identifying a pain point. And number three is you sell the call. After you go through that conversation flow, you're going to book sales calls. And we did this exact flow and booked 28 of them last week. But before the call, literally somebody just paid right before I pressed record and hopped on the Zoom meeting with you guys from this process, right? He watched the VSL, which you'll have your people watch the VSL. After they watch the VSL, they're going to attend the call, right? And theoretically, if all goes well, which hopefully you guys are all going to Tristan's sales trainings on Thursday, you close 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4, right? And you get paid, right? Like that's how the funnel works. So a lot of you guys are already running this, but I want to kind of go through a couple more things that you could implement. So in this funnel, there's a, basic breakdown of like, you've got the top of funnel, right? Which is people who don't follow you. Okay. But they're seeing your ad. Let's let these people in. Right. So the top of funnel, this is where you reach strangers, meaning they have no clue who you are. They've never seen you before, and you're running traffic to a profile to get more people to follow. Okay. So for cold traffic, there has to be a reason for them to click follow. So let's hit on that for a minute. Let's talk about lead magnets. Okay. So for instance, if let's just say you're a fitness coach, right? And you want to film an ad to get more followers, you could have two different ads going. One sucks, one does really good, just based on the lead magnet that you talk about. For instance, let's say your ad is like, yo, are you a Christian business owner struggling to lose weight? If so, give me a follow here on Instagram. Go through all my content where I showed you how to lose, 50 pounds in the next 5 months like I did, right? That could be good. It's a good niche. That part checks off. It's a good outcome. But what could make it go to the next level is having a mechanism. Let me re-say what I just said. Yo, are you a Christian business owner? Check that, a good niche, who's struggling with losing weight. You're hitting the pain point. If so, give me a follow here on Instagram, right? CTA, to see how I lost 50 pounds in 5 months. Outcome. But check this, while eating a strict diet of meat only. That's right. Carnivore diet helped me change my life, and it was simple enough for me to follow. And I created a free breakdown for you, showing you exactly how it works. So give me a follow and go through all my content where I literally break it down step by step. So now, because there's a clear outcome, right, a transformation, a clear niche, and a mechanism attached to it, right, people want to follow to get that thing, right? So that's the top of funnel. That's how lead magnets work there. Then you've got the middle of funnel. And we're going to talk about all this stuff shortly. Then you've got the middle of funnel, which is they follow you. And guess what happens after they follow you, right? They actually go through your content. Isn't that crazy? So, how many of you guys, let me ask you this in the chat, how many of you guys followed me at some point on Instagram and then started watching my reels? Put reels in the chat if at some point or another you saw my reels. Okay, cool. So there's some proof of concept. Let me ask another way. How many of you guys followed me on Instagram, and after you followed me, you went to my YouTube channel? Put YouTube in the chat. Boom, one person YouTube, two people YouTube. And again, I'm not trying to get everyone who follows me to my YouTube. I'm trying to get the people who are digging around and wanting more, right? 3 people YouTube. I'm sure there's more. Okay, let's just go further. How many of you guys followed me on Instagram and then joined my school group? Put school if you were at some point in my school group. School. Okay, that's enough. Polling for now. Point is, yeah. Jake said I found you on school first, actually. Yeah, and I'll get further into that shortly. So the point is, this stuff works, right? And the biggest amount of impact I think you can make in 2025 is, obviously, get some top of funnel ads, but I would challenge everyone to commit to the middle of funnel. What does that mean? Making a VSL, right? Having a good setting script, and I've got more training than you could think of for both of those that breaks down exactly how to do it, right? And the hard part is that most people aren't willing to do, and most of your competitors aren't willing to do, is the content piece. What is content, right? For you, it could be 1 YouTube video a week, 3, reels a week for a year. Literally, for a year. It's like, Brandon, do I really want to do this? Well, do you want to be broke? Like, do you want to always have to strong arm your clients on sales calls? Do you want to get the payoff of having people book calls from your YouTube channel for years to come that have been watching? Do you want to make an impact? Like, or are you just doing this to get rich quick? Because if so, there's literally a verse in the Bible that says, avoid get rich quick schemes. So I would encourage you, if your whole method and theology behind your coaching business is to get rich quick, to just burn it to the ground, because there's no point of doing it. But for those of you who are like, actually, see myself doing this for, the next 5 years, this is mandatory. Like, you should be making a YouTube video a week. 100%. Right? The middle of funnel is where you're going to get trust, right? It's where you're going to be able to communicate your values, your beliefs, right? It's going to be where you give value. And guess what? Value attracts value. So if you want to get more sales, right? Imagine if you had a video that lived on the internet. And again, I just like using fitness coaches as an example because it's so easy. Imagine if you had a YouTube video living on the internet where you helped people lose weight for free. Meaning this, you've got people at gyms all over America and Canada that let's say there's even 50 people in gyms right now because of the video you made and they never paid you $1. You encouraged them enough to get into the gym again. Like, isn't that a huge win? Because I guarantee you, you're going to have 50 other people who paid you for accountability. So my goal whenever I'm making content is to literally help people build coaching businesses without them ever paying me, in the hopes of one day, they join something, right? And that only happens in the middle of funnel. Cool. So let's kind of chat through the bottom of funnel, and then I'm going to show you a couple of things I changed to increase the call bookings, right? So the bottom of funnel really is pretty simple. This is where you have sales calls, right? And on the call, right, you want to verify before every call that they watched this VSL. If they did not watch this VSL, yeah, I mean, you can still take the call for practice, but I mean, you need to do your best to make sure they're watching the VSL. How does that work? After the conversation, they book the call, and then you literally message them the VSL and say, hey, make sure before this call that you watch this video. Then the day of this call, what you do is you message them again and say, hey, just want to make sure you watch the VSL and you're still good to go for our call. If they say no, say watch the VSL and we'll chat later. If they say yes, just say awesome. Can't wait to see you on the call, right? On the call, and I'm just breaking down the whole funnel. On the call, all you do is get a sense of where they're at, right? Where they want to get to, right? And then basically, if you think you can help, you can extend an offer to them to close the gap. That's it. You're not selling them anything. You're offering to help them. And the posture is, hey, I don't need your money. I just want to make sure I can help you. And it's a really cool place when you don't need people's money. And so let's hit on that. So many people are taking these sales calls, and people can smell desperation on you because you do need their money to pay your bills. Like maybe some of you, you've got some debt. Maybe some of you have a big bill, a big expense, which, really is a problem. And it's something that money can solve. So it's natural and it's okay for you to want money. But let me help you change your thinking a bit. And this will actually help you change your funnel. Is money isn't your provider. Okay? So this is more like belief shifting. Let's talk about this. The Bible says you can't serve both God and what? Money, right? So then instantly in our minds, we think that money is bad. But money's not bad. What sounds more like being a slave to money? Working when you want to, being able to give money away, being able to be generous, or working 40 to 50 hours a week, right? Paying interest to the bank, right? Paying interest on credit cards and loans and personal loans, being in debt, and then having no choice of what you do because all of your decisions are filtered through money. That's why serving money instead of God is a horrible thing to do, because there's two things that can pull your heartstrings more than any other thing: money and God. Like if somebody offered you $1 million right now to do something that was unethical or maybe that was against your character, you would even consider it probably because of how money has a pull on you, right? If you were completely honest. So you got to check your heart on that. And when you're on these sales calls, just understand like, hey, if they don't pay me, it's not the end of the world, right? So this is the basic funnel that a lot of people are running. And I want to go like further into different style ads you can add to this funnel to increase it more. And then I'll open it up, for questions. So another ad that we've seen do really well, and I'll do these in red, is a DM ad, right? Just literally a Twitter thread ad that's not run to followers. It's not run to your profile either. It's run to a message. And you literally boost this to more messages, right? Instead of more profile visits. And I'm going to be creating, for all of you in the program, a further breakdown of this ad now that I'm confident enough in it, because it works great. And literally how it works is literally just a slide. Slide 1 is a hook, slide 2, slide 3, and then you just go over all of your pillars until you're done. And then let's just say slide 5 is a CTA, and then you send the message. Let's say it's scale, right? So every day people are sending us the message scale from this ad, right? And that's another cold ad, top of funnel, where people reach out to you and start the conversation process. Cool. Another ad that's doing really well for us is understanding at the different stages where people are at. So at the top of the funnel, these people, what we're giving them is assets. Okay? So I just came up with this recently, and it's doing super well. So at the top of funnel, we're doing assets. I'm going to move that over here. Top of funnel, we're doing assets. Okay? Because they don't know me. I need them to watch some of my training. The middle of funnel, we're doing offers, meaning this, making an offer for somebody to work with me. I'm looking for 5 more people, blah, blah, blah. Message me the word coach if you want to learn more. Offers and case studies as ads. And I'm going to be releasing training on all this stuff, right? And I know this could be a little advanced for some of you, but others of you, I'm sure you're tracking. And I'm going to make it really simple at the end. Middle of funnel is offers and case studies. So what does this look like practically? So what I did was I created an ad that was an asset, right? And it was a VSL training, right? Yo, I just created a free training showing you exactly how this VSL, warms up clients, blah, blah, blah. Send me the word VSL if you want it. And then I recorded one on sales script. And then I recorded one on sales, framework, all these different scripts, right? But let's just say you had one. For me, the VSL is doing the best, right? And at the top of funnel, I want to give away free value. So the top of funnel is ran to people who have clicked on my profile but didn't follow, right? To a cold audience and to my followers, right? So they just started following me and they haven't seen any of my training yet, right? So I want to move this down a little. So that's the top of funnel, okay? The middle of funnel, after you get that in place, then we're running other ads, making offers. Because here, these people are super cold, right? They don't know me. Here, ideally, they're pretty warm if you make good content. So whenever somebody's warm, you can start to make them an offer, right? And I'm going to show you what that looks like, just like practically, as you can think through. And the reason I'm not going super in depth is because I want you guys to start, mastering this stuff yourself and starting to imagine like what this could look like. So middle of funnel is offers. Let's say let's call you a faith-based marriage coach, right? You're helping people restore their marriage. What that could look like for you is I'm looking to save 3 more marriages by the end of month, right? Message me breakthrough or whatever to learn more. For info, let's do that. And then that's literally just set up as a retargeting ad, right? So that's like an offer ad, for example. Another one could be literally a picture with a quote under it from your client giving a testimonial of how your coaching program saved their marriage. And guess who we're running that to every single day? Anyone who's ever followed you or messaged you on Instagram, right? And again, another key thing we did was I have several funnels going, right? So again, some of you guys are like, Brandon, I just want to get to 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, and like I'm good. Others of you are like trying to like scale super far, which is awesome. You're building a 7-figure business, multi-7-figure, whatever. If that's where you're at, right, you probably have multiple funnels running. Okay, so for me, I've got Instagram going, I've got school going, I've got a VSL about to launch, I have a low ticket funnel, right? I've got all these different funnels, right? And for a while, I had a setter who's worked for me for 3 years on both platforms, literally doing both. And then recently I was like, dude, it's getting too busy. Let's separate your role. We brought on a new setter for Instagram, fully focused news, and then same setter on school. And we booked 28 calls just from Instagram last week. And it was by doing these few tweaks. And yeah, more trainings to come on this. But I definitely want to open it up for questions because I know all these squiggles, all these words, high level concepts, it could be pretty confusing. So, yeah, literally raise your hand and I'll bring you on and then hopefully get some clarity and start implementing some stuff. John, you can unmute, bro.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Just want to say appreciative of the value. My question is, you were just talking about case studies. I have a client testimonial video interview that's on my YouTube. It's like 4.5 minutes long. My question is that something that I might potentially see success with using that as a retargeting? And if so, should I just put like 90 seconds of it? I'm curious in that department. Like it's a video of me asking him his wins working with me, and I posted it as a reel, or as a regular post, I should say.
Yeah, so what are you doing monthly right now?
So I pulled in like 8,800 the past like 5 weeks. That was like my first big month. Still in the beginning phase for sure. That's kind of where I'm sitting at. The months before I was around like 2 to 3K.
And then how much are you spending on ads?
So I had my ads off for a bit. I just turned them back on like before this call. So within the past like 3 months, average I've been spending is maybe like 1,200 a month.
Okay, so for you right now, I would say stick to just, let me help kind of explain this further too, because that's a great question. So I'm going to erase this at the bottom. Um, boom. Okay, so you just turned ads back on, right? And under, 20K per month, right? And it's not always like a money thing, and like when you should turn on the other side of ads, but let me just kind of explain it this way. Your content is middle of funnel, warming people, and then so are these retargeting ads. So right now, content works for free, right? Ads cost money, and um, these ads are already, super profitable for people. So I would say start here with just the follower ads and then make great content in the middle, right? And then layer these in later on. So I would personally tell you not to do them yet. Yeah.
Okay, that's helpful. Thank you.
Yep. But you could totally use that on your story every week as a CTA, 100%.
Sweet, sweet. Thanks, Brandon.
Yep. Cool. And then what we can do is like you guys can just unmute. So I see Jake, Carla, Sam, whoever wants to unmute first gets to go.
I'll go.
Sweet.
So I literally just joined the program. So I had some of the stuff set up for the other team, but I'm going to tweak it after I do the trainings. My question is, do you guys recommend a way of filtering DMs? I have about 70,000 followers across the different platforms, and there's a lot of people in the DMs, but they're not all good leads for the work that I do because I'm also like a cultural commentator. Like, do you guys utilize like ManyChat with a keyword or anything like that in order to filter out the right people for me to really spend time with? Right now, honestly, I answer most DMs. There's a lot every day, but yeah, just wondering if there's some sort of filter.
Mm-hmm. What is your offer? What do you help people do?
Right now, I teach people how to create freedom first businesses. So how to bulletproof their marketing strategies, make better content, grow their brands online, so that they grow despite censorship, algorithms. I saw in your training actually today that your enemy was organic content. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
good at organic content.
Yeah, so a real secret is like I've changed my mind completely. Organic is amazing. And two,
Oh, interesting.
all organic all ads are this strategy is just basically turbocharging your organic content. So I think it's going to be great. I would say this um, for you. I would only reach out. Let me ask you one other question. Are you running any ads right now yet?
Yeah, they were, but they like the creative for like the ad agency, like they were static image ads. And my brand is like funny and polarizing. Like it has to be a video. They hadn't run any video ads. I think that's going to
Mhm.
be like the big game changer.
Yeah, and then where did they run those ads to?
They were doing it to Instagram and Facebook, and I was kinda arguing with them about Facebook. I don't go there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was
It
probably like a funnel, right? Like they were running the ads to some type of funnel.
Yeah, and the ads were basically going to the sales page,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
we were
So
getting 500 people on the sales page and, like, no purchases, which is just showing me, like, they're really misaligned clients for the work that I'm doing. I don't think my sales page copy's that bad.
yeah, so the biggest switch is like running ads to your profile instead of running ads to a website. Like that's going to be a complete game changer.
Yeah.
So what I would 100% recommend is go through the course. Do you have a VSL yet?
We do, and I have to change my offer because right now the program that I'm running is too low ticket for this. It's $88 a month. I've implemented a lot of the stuff that you've been teaching already, actually just based off of your free content. We've had the YouTube channel going for a while, but making more really focused content on there. I have a paid community space and a free community space. So I think I mean, I could jack up the price on the current offer, but I think what I need to do is create something brand new for this
What do you
program.
charge?
The academy is $88 a month, which is too low.
Do you have any high ticket offers?
Yeah, I work with people one to one.
How much are
And
those?
then anywhere from they're in general like $1,000 an hour. We do like VIP days that are about $5,000. Now, I joined the program because I had a mastermind running quarterly that was actually running really well and filling, and I kind of thought I found like my cash cow. I was making easily 30K a month running the mastermind, and just everything in the markets changed recently, or maybe I was messing around in my own business. I'm not too sure, but that really tanked for a while. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I would say um, a few things. A main focus is get a VSL,
Mhm.
right? Get the follower ad. But bigger than that, my recommendation would be keep the $88 thing, but think through a high ticket group program that we could do. Maybe
Mhm.
it's bringing the mastermind back and then doing it online. And then everybody who joins gets an online VIP day or something. You just basically with your experience, like no doubt, like a 5 to 10K group offer would do great. And then I can also help you think through something like that. As well, and
I would
then
love
Row,
that.
and then the other coaches. But yeah, so I would say the offer needs to be some type of high ticket group offer, and then the marketing of it will be on Instagram, running ads to the profile for now, and then chatting and then getting them on the VSL. So cool, but hopefully
Great.
that helps, and then obviously can dive deeper soon in the future too. So
Well, I
cool.
think I saw my biggest error this last year is just like my personality and wanting to help. I think I was accidentally speaking to people that couldn't pay me and the
Mhm.
aspiring entrepreneur. So the academy is attracting these like aspiring entrepreneurs, and we give them like basics and branding and marketing fundamentals, but they're not the kind of person that is really taking serious action. So I'm lacking results in this community.
Mhm.
Because they're yeah, my high ticket clients are great. And I kind of dropped the ball on that this last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it happens, and honestly, that's why I would recommend just having, you know, a high ticket group programs for people maybe more serious, and you'd be shocked at how many of the $88 people would upgrade, and then you could change the messaging, maybe going after more established people for the high ticket one. Beginners in the
yeah.
88, more established in the high ticket, but yeah, uh, great question. Hopefully that brought a bit of clarity. VSL main priority, new follower
Okay.
ad, and yeah, it'll come together. Cool.
Okay.
Um, yep. Let's do whoever wants to unmute.
I'll go.
Sweet.
Cool. So I just had a question, Brandon, about the middle of funnel that you were kind of speaking about.
Hmm.
And I don't know why this never clicked in my mind, but like the reels and the YouTube videos that we're making every week, that is like basically our lead magnet for the clients we're bringing in through ads, correct?
Yep.
And so what you were saying about the middle of funnel with kind of like nurturing them down to the sales call, I'm doing like the setting framework when I have new followers come in that Braden sent me. And sometimes I don't get any bites right, or I'll re-engage after a day. But should I be re-engaging with people like maybe like a few weeks or a month in after they've been nurtured by some of my like reels that I put out and trying to set them again? How does that work?
Yeah. So whenever I say content, um, like for instance, on a big piece of this would be like your Instagram story, right? So content speaks to Instagram, YouTube, school, all that. But like if you guys follow me on Instagram, as long as the algorithm isn't doing bad, right? You see that every day we have a CTA up, every day we have client wins up. Every time I release a YouTube video, we post about it. Every time I release a YouTube video, there's an email that goes out. It's posted in the school group. And then same thing in school. Every day there's a CTA in school. Every day, ideally, there's a new reel up as well. So that's how you re-engage people. Now, on a micro level, like again, I have a team that's helping me do that. But on a micro level, I would say every day post a CTA on your story. Every day, um, a two-step, a poll vote, right? So go through the modules where it talks about content, and that I think that'll really help. But yeah, I mean that's if there are no reels and there are no long form videos and there are no stories, like nobody's gonna buy stuff from you because they just don't know that you can help. So the best way to get clients is to help them for free. Like ideally, all of you watch something online that helped you for free that I put out, and then you join the program, right? So, yep. Um,
Okay.
cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, I hope that helps. Let's do another one.
Hey Brandon, quick question on ads in terms of KPIs. So we just a quick update, we are launching some follower ads and some DM ads. But just wanted to get your feedback on what your KPIs are for ads, like how you know when you have a winner.
Yeah, so these are a bit different in the sense of like you're really like turbocharging your organic in a sense. So what I track, that's a great question. What I track is a so long as you have the ad script down, you have your niche, your mechanism, right? Um, then I would say like starting the ad off like whatever your budget is. Let's say it's, 50 bucks a day, 25 bucks a day, right? So let's just say it's 25 bucks a day. That'd be a good one to start with. 25 bucks a day on your follower ad. Then what you can do is yes, you can check cost per follow. Although I repeat over and over again, I do not make a decision on that number. So it's between 1 and 10 bucks usually. Um, for me, it's closer to 10. For some people, it's closer to like $1. Some of you actually are getting like 50-cent followers, right? What I make a decision on is cost per call, right? And that should be between 150 and 400 bucks, right? And then what I make another decision on is if their quality is close rate, right? So the close rate should be, between 25 and, 50%. Probably not 50, but some people do close at 50. So what I actually make the decision on is cost per call. So long as this is good and this is good, I don't care about this, because the followers will lie to you. Like, you could set up an ad today saying, I'm going to give everyone a free car who follows me, and you'll get like 1 penny followers. So now a couple of like ground rules for that. You'll probably get your first sale within $1,000 of spend, right?
Mhm.
So until you've spent 1,000, and after $200 of spend, right, you should have good convos, meaning you should be like, okay, these people are like actually looking for what I'm helping with. Right? If that's not the case, then I would say turn the ad off and like reconvene. But this is basically the KPIs you're looking for, right? Followers, doesn't matter too much. Cost per call matters, close rate matters, and then good combos after like $200 of spend matters.
Okay. And so are you tracking this cost per call and close rate per ad?
No. So my recommendation would be to launch one follower ad first. Just one. See what happens with that. And then if it's a winner and it's doing good, literally you just take that same ad and then not duplicate it, but have the same type of script. And then now you've got 2 ads running that are basically the same messaging. Because what makes the ad work on these is the messaging. So all we're trying to test is if the message resonates. And if it does, then what we do is just more of it. And you just basically take that same script, film it in a different location, and then, boost another one.
Got it. As you scale things up though, I guess, is there any way, like, how do you know, I'm assuming you have lots of ads running. How do you know which ones are good and which ones to kill and stuff like that?
Yeah, once the message works, uh, it all kind of just works.
You're
Like,
saying
for instance,
if one ad is doing well, then the others
yep,
would do too.
exactly. Yeah, on follower ads, like, they're a lot easier to run. It's literally just a boosted post. So there's not as many variables. But what you're testing truly is the script, because the targeting is the same on all of them. The budget will be the same on most of them. The only variables that would change is the script and the location. And I haven't seen location make an ad better or worse. In most cases, it's usually the script. So if the
Got it.
script works, right, then you just literally spread it throughout all your ads. Now, if you have one ad that's to like, yo, are you a car salesman wanting to get into online closing? And then you have another ad that's like, are you a dentist that wants to scale your practice? Then yeah, all the things I just said is completely different advice, and you would have to track separately. But since the message will be the same on all of them, you can just assume it's going to work.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we already filmed and have, like, I think 5 ads running, and they are a little different. So I was curious on that. I think 2 are like the follower ads, and then 2 are DM ads. So just trying to figure out. I think we're at like 250, 300 a day in budget. So we wanted to be able to test pretty quickly, but I don't know
Are
if they're.
y'all, let me ask you this, are y'all getting followers and DMs already?
Yeah, we're having a good bit of conversations.
Any
But there
book
is a
calls
good.
or sales?
No, I mean, it's only been a couple days.
Okay, so the only advice I would say is sometimes you can overspend on follower ads. So
Okay.
I wouldn't spend any more than $100 a day. Optimal is probably 50, like 50 to 70 is like the sweet spot
Okay.
per ad, right? And then, yeah, you can spend fast, but yeah, I would just say, like, if you do spend fast, like, let it be a combination of all the ads adding up to equal the
Yeah.
250, not just like 1 or 2.
Yeah. No, I think it's like $50 an ad set, divided by a couple of different ads. But yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll keep dialing in around that. And real quick, do you have KPIs for your setter? What setter KPIs do you use?
Yep. So that's in the course in the setting module. And then
Um,
if you guys could hop on Wednesday's call, Braden leads that every day, and he talks specifically about setting.
Okay.
Yeah.
we can
I haven't
definitely-
set in like 3 years, just being honest. So
No
it'd
worries.
probably be better to ask him. But yeah,
Okay. Cool. No, that makes sense. Thanks.
sure thing. Well, guys, I'm gonna hit on one more thing. Just whenever you do launch the asset ads, like one key indicator and thing that's helping us that what we've done is like we created the VSL ad, right? And I'm gonna screen share and show you that here in just a second. After they send VSL, there's an intro message, right? That they sent me. Then we qualify them, send the asset, sell the call. But the asset actually moves them into another funnel where the asset is stored, right? Which you could just send them like your YouTube video or whatever, but we're sending them to our school group, right? So they send me VSL, and then we're also adding them into school and setting them straight from Instagram. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up my screen here and just show you an example of one of those ads that you could literally launch today. And it's just a top of funnel asset ad, right? So what this looks like for us, I'm going to pull up my screen here. Boom. Cool. Can you guys see this? Cool. So we're running this at $50 a day, right? We spent $389, got 53 messages, $7 cost per message, right? So this is the ad, right? Again, some of you are like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, what is this? Don't worry. It's not as complex as you think. So we're running it on Instagram to my Instagram followers, right? It's only showing up in stories. And the ad itself is just a single image that I created on my story as an organic CTA first. I got a bunch of messages organically, so then I loaded it in as an ad. I turned off like the advertiser thing here, so it's only this image. And then people send me the word VSL, right? After they do that, setter has a conversation, adds them into the school group to get the VSL, and then hopefully, books them in for a call. So that's just one example of one that's working for me. We also have, this one where it's like coaches under 10K a month. Here's how to run ads. This one where it's like this one simple ad, right? This one where I'm porting to setter. So you can start turning these into more pain points for the top of your funnel to get them into your long form content. That way they end up converting. So yeah, that's really the tweak we made this week to book some more calls. All right, guys, there's a decision to make. You've watched this video, and you're probably one of two people. You're like, dude, I got it. I'm going to go implement all this stuff myself. Or you're the second group, and you're like, dude, I think if I had some help with this, I could get it done faster, better, and not make mistakes along the way. And you're open to chatting with us to see if we can come in and help you do this. If that's you, what I want you to do is click the link down below to book in a time to chat with us. And on that call, we'll get a sense of where you're at currently, where you want to get to, and if we think we can actually help you establish the coaching business that you want. We'll make you an offer to join the program, and we'll basically break down exactly how we can help. Again, pretty picky with this, and we don't work with everyone because we actually like to make sure that we can deliver. But if we can help you, we'll show you what it looks like. So again, if you want to grab that call, go ahead, click the link down below. We'll chat with you soon.